Welcome to an introduction to Google Classroom for Xavier teachers. You can access Google Classroom from the Google homepage by clicking the Apps icon and Classroom. This page is where you will create and manage your classes. Click the plus button at the top right to create a class. Once you have created your class and given it a name, you can add students by using the class code on the left-hand side, or you can go to the People tab, click Invite Students, and type in the email address of your class list. All of your Google Classrooms are accessible via the left-hand menu bar. You can access the settings for your Google Classroom by clicking the gear icon in the top right. Here is where you will manage all of your class settings. You can decide who can see what and who is allowed to post and leave comments in your Google Classroom. This is also where you will set your gradebook. You can use total points or weighted categories. If you use weighted categories, whenever a new quarter begins, create new categories and set the previous categories to 0%. If you use total points, when a new quarter begins, you will have to go back to all of your assignments from the previous quarter and set them all to ungraded, so that your students' grades only reflect their work in the current quarter. The stream is where you will see all of your announcements and upcoming work. It is a good place to post daily class agendas, announcements, and sign-up sheets. When you make an announcement, you can attach any Google Drive file, any file from your computer, any link, or any video. You can also make announcements to multiple classes at once, as well as to individual students if necessary. Unless you disable this feature in settings, students are allowed to leave announcements of their own and post comments on your announcements. The Classwork tab is where you will organize your classroom by topic. You can organize your class by chapter, module, or unit. Once you create a topic, you can start creating assignments, questions, and materials. Kami assignments are only available by paid subscription. Questions are good for taking polls or as a warm-up at the beginning of class. They can be short answer or multiple choice, graded or ungraded, and you can get a discussion thread going by allowing students to write replies or edit answers. Materials are notes, readings, videos, or websites that you want students to have access to. Make sure to organize your materials into their proper topics. You will create assignments for anything that students receive a grade for. That includes projects, assignments turned in on paper, as well as tests and quizzes taken in class, or graded discussions that take place without the use of devices. Even if it is an assignment that a student gave you on paper or presented in class, you still need to create a Google Classroom assignment for it so that your gradebook will be complete and students can access an accurate record of their grade. You can post assignments for multiple classes or select students if you need to. Make sure your assignment has the correct grade category, point value, and topic. You can also add a rubric to the assignment by creating a new one, reusing one that you have used previously. You can reuse rubrics from any class in which you are listed as the teacher. Or importing one that you have saved in Google Sheets. If you reuse a rubric from a previous class or import one from Sheets, you can always edit the categories or move them around. You can attach Google Drive files, files from your computer, links, or videos to your assignments. When you attach a Google Drive file, make sure you have the correct settings. Students can view file is when you only want students to be able to look at what you've posted. This is good for readings, notes, or directions. Students can edit file is what you should check if you want students to be able to write on the file and see all of each other's changes in real time. This is good for sign-up sheets. Make a copy for each student creates a copy of the file for every individual student that only that student can edit. This is good if you are assigning a worksheet that you want a student to be able to type on directly. To grade an assignment, click View Assignment, and then select the student's work. I can see that the student has attached 2 files to his assignment, and I can view each one by clicking on them. I will automatically be in suggestion mode, and now I just have to leave my comments and edits and click on the categories in the rubric to grade his work. Google Classroom will save all grades as drafts automatically. When I am ready to return it, I will click Return, and the student will see his grade. As you can see, students can also leave private comments on their assignments unless you disable this feature in settings. Grades is where you will access your gradebook. You can see the average grade for the class, as well as that for individual assignments. If you want to drop an assignment for a student so that it no longer impacts their grade, you can leave it as missing or unassign that assessment for a particular student. Those are the primary features of Google Classroom that you will need as a teacher.